What's going on, guys? Alex, the Asian truck driver. Welcome to the show. On this show, we talk about trucking, motivation, inspiration, and of course, life. So if you like my videos, please like and subscribe because I'm always trying to give you guys good content. So at the bottom of the right-hand corner, hit that subscribe button, share, like the video, and have a great day, of course. Hey guys, so for today's video, we'll talk a little bit about some safety tips that can help you. I've noticed that you guys like a lot of tips, so today here's another video, okay? So what I want to first start off saying is that people do not respect truck drivers, okay? It's one of those super villain jobs. You are Batman, okay? This is not a job that you're going to do that people are going to tip your hat for. I remember now, last year when I was on the road, it was Thank a Trucker Day or Trucker Appreciation Day. It was pretty cool. The TA, they hooked it up. Outside, they gave you a bottle of water and they gave you a Rice Krispie treat. And that's basically when you get into the truck industry, that's the way the world is going to feel about you. Is the most you're going to get is one day they'll thank you and they'll give you some Rice Krispie treats and a bottle of water. So it's not one that you're going to get all this love, okay? So that's the first thing that you need to know. Now, the thing to get in your head that you might know or you might not know already is how dangerous trucking jobs really are. So what I mean by that is, let's think about some dangerous jobs, okay? The ones that people think are extremely dangerous: firefighters, police officers, right? And those, I have friends that are in those occupations. They tell me every day that they put their life on the line, which they do, and I do respect that. But as statistics shows, right, truck driving is top 10 in the US, okay? I've seen some rankings in the world as well, but definitely in the US, and it's been that way for many years. I think back in 2000s, it was actually ranked #1. These days, if you're just one for statistics, logging is extremely dangerous, and they're saying these days that becoming the president is actually dangerous because I guess there hasn't been that many presidents, and for the ones that have been killed. So you think dangerous jobs, right? Police officers, firefighters, and guess what? They get a lot of love. They actually make pretty good pay, and they get to go home to their families pretty often, right? Now, truck drivers, on the other hand, what are we known for? We're known for getting little pay. We're known for working and driving a lot. And we're known, I don't know why we're known for this, but we're known for not being educated. So I guess because they believe that you don't need a degree to get a trucking job. But I believe that we should always just educate ourselves in general. And even if the barrier of entry is lower per se, you know what that means? That means there's going to be an inflation of people coming into your occupation. So if you're just driving a truck, then your job might not be existent in the future. Okay? So truck driving is dangerous for these reasons. All right? First off, one thing I want to bring up is, for the ones that don't know, the hours of service. We get 14 hours a day. Out of the 14 hours, we're driving 11 out of the 14 hours. That's what we're allowed to drive, okay? And we're allowed to drive up to 70 hours before we have to do a reset for 34 hours, okay? So we can talk about more of that hours of service later. But what I want to get to is, we're doing a lot of driving every day. And guess what? When you're done with your job for the day, you're looking for parking. It's not like you just get a shut down in the middle of the street. I've had State Patrol knock on my door, right? That bullshit. And when they do, man, it wakes you up. And next thing you know, they're checking your logbooks, they're checking everything. But besides that, they're like, hey, you can't park here, right? And all truckers can tell me that this is true. Even when you go to a damn rest area, you know, a lot of times before you even go to the rest area, a good indicator that there's no parking is trucks will be parked on the very side of the exit as you're entering. So you're screwed there. So you're looking for parking sometimes for a couple hours. It's happened to me, right? Now, think of a car battery and when your car dies, right? So you call a friend, you get a jump, you get the juices going, right? This is one thing you might not know about car batteries. When you re-energize it per se, right? Did you know that your car battery can never go back to 100%? So just say if you have a new car battery, right? The level of power, to make it simple, is 100%. The next time you recharge the juices, it'll go back to 90%. And next time you recharge it after that, it'll go down to 80%. So think of that with truck drivers, right? We're not able to sleep in our own beds. Okay, when we're not able to sleep in our own beds, guess what happens? You don't get the best sleep. That happens. For the guys that live on the road, they love it now, but to them, that's their own bed. And sometimes the guys that live on the road, they even have to feel like they have to get a hotel once in a while, right? So all I have to say is, you're driving 11 hours a day. When you get to the place that you found that you're hoping that you can sleep at, right? It's going to be good sleep per se, but when you wake up, you're not going to be as energized because not every night you're able to take showers, right? Another thing is, let's talk about your eating habits. Flying J's, pilots, all these big truck stops. The thing about them is they make fast food quick, and it's good for us because we're feeling always in a rush. So now what are you eating? You're eating all this high-calorie, prepackaged bullshit, right? So your health is suffering, and you're not getting good sleep. And another thing is, check this out. Your schedule is so messed up, you barely get a day off. Like I said, you're allowed to drive up to 70 hours. So many guys they're driving up to 70 hours, and then they're like sad that they have to take their 34-hour reset, right? So with that mentality, what is your schedule? You don't have a good schedule. So if you don't have a good schedule, what happens? If you need to get a dental appointment, a health appointment, just any kind of appointment possible, if you're not feeling great, you basically have to get it done right there and then. And hopefully there's a doctor placed at the truck stop, because if that's not accessible, you're just going to ignore your symptoms and keep on driving, because you can't just make an appointment a week later and just go to it. By then, you'll probably be in a different state, right? So that plus, like I said, your first couple of years, what happens? When you work your first couple of years, you're not getting paid the money you want to. So the pay isn't that great your first couple of years. So supposedly bad pay, working long hours, not enough sleep, eating habits suck. Even if you want to get an appointment to make yourself feel better at the doctor's, there's no doctor around. It's not accessible because you're on the road and you don't even know where you are. You're just driving, right? So all these things lead to truck driving being a dangerous job. Now, the thing that you probably didn't know is what makes trucking dangerous. All right, so let me break this down for you real quick. Of course, the accident rate and all those things are a big reason why the truck driving jobs are dangerous. But the thing that I want to bring to your attention is, did you know that most fatal accidents in truck driving happen when they actually are not in the truck? Okay, so when I did my research and I found this statistic, I thought it was extremely interesting, right? Because I was thinking that truck driving is dangerous because we're always on the road. We fall asleep. Now, those all are a part of why trucking is dangerous, but it's more dangerous when you're out of the truck, okay? So when you're unloading the truck, when you're loading the truck, okay, what happens, right? So when we're driving, we're taught to be alert. We're always a defensive driver. We're even at times a defensive, aggressive driver, what have you. We know what we're doing. And then when you get out of your cab, you always let your guard down just a little bit, right? So I'm not trying to say that everybody does this, but this is a true statistic here. So what I want to let you guys know is, and when you are on the job, you are on the job, okay? It's great that you got there safely, but now when you have to load, unload, or what have you, be careful, Don't drive 11 hours all day and then park on the side of the road somewhere randomly to grab some food and again pop out of your cab and then get hit by a car or something like that, you know? So the big tip is lower, do not lower your guard down, okay? Just the same way that you are safe when you're driving, you have to be aware and safe when you're not driving and you're out of the cab as well, okay? And that's why I brought up firefighters and police officers. So firefighters and police officers seem to have dangerous jobs, right? But they do as well have extensive training as far as safety, okay? And because they have a good process, they are not on the top 10 list of most dangerous jobs. So if we train ourselves to always be alert when we're driving, just as when we're out of the cab, then hopefully we could get trucking out of the most top 10 dangerous jobs. Because I love what I do, but it just kind of sucks that, we're losing a lot of our community because of these things. So tip of the day, and I know it's a long video to get to the tip, but if your job is extremely dangerous, you need to understand and you need to respect that. So by knowing this information, you can be more aware, more alert, and you can be a better truck driver when you're driving and when you're not driving. So have a great day. Appreciate you guys like always. I love you guys. Peace.
Setting the sun approaching.